Hello, Sean here from Team Ball Hogs with a special presentation on stroke curves. Now, this video is inspired by a pre-shot routine taught by Mike over at Fargo Billiards. Here's the URL on the screen. I highly recommend you go check it out. Part of that pre-shot routine involves these S-curves as a concept of mapping the movement of a cue stick during and as you go into and as you execute a shot. So here's an example. Take a shot of mine and just move it around here where it's nice and straight, and then we'll just plot the movement of that Q-tip like you can see there. Plot out this curve. Turns out that first shot was a pretty good curve in line with the lessons from Fargo Billiards, which I highly recommend you check out. So we're able to analyze, get an idea of what my stroke fingerprint looks like, if you will. So let's put the strokeometer to work and get 5 samples total here of hits. Just mapping them out, and you see I'm following a pattern here. I guess I'm doing okay in terms of pre-shot. A little busy there on the end of that one. Nice and steady. That Q-tip could be a lot closer, but I'm making the ball there. Pretty nice looking curve. One more here for the 5 hits. Okay, so that's 5, and you can see that if you went and looked at what Fargo Billiards is about, the first piece of that is just being steady here, coming in real close, getting a good tight aim, and then a nice transition into your backswing, and then a smooth transition into the actual execution. That curve there, I'm not sure what happened. And then the last part, is just freeze at the end. A couple of my hits, I didn't really freeze. You can see the Q-tip's really busy there. All right, so let's chart out 5 misses and do a comparison of what they may look like. Same idea here, just map it out. And you can see I'm trying to execute that pre-shot part, but things get busy on the miss. Now I guess I could say here, I don't think this, these stroke curves are the end-all be-all of fixing everything that might be going on with my pool game or anyone else's. But it certainly gives us something to look at. I think the data is pretty interesting. Probably need about 100 data points to get anything real scientifically meaningful out of this. But I think when you look at these and just look at what's going on there after the shot, after the ball is hit. Oh, well, I guess we could talk about this. Is it sluggish? Maybe it is, but the time scale of these curves is not consistent. I wasn't scientific in that. They each had their own sort of time scale, so they may be different, represent different lengths of time. But here's the thing. Look how busy it is after he hit the ball. That's the thing to look at. 2 of those shots over there on the hit side were also busy after. But what we're trying to do is get that nice calm, hit the ball with a nice calm pull cue, which indicates it's in control, right? So there's my results. I thought it might be interesting if we just take a look now at someone who's not a student at Fargo Billiards. And Jason is our best teammate. So I just went and did the same thing with him. I scrolled through and found the first 5 made shots first and charted them out in the same exact way. And I should mention I didn't handpick these hits or misses. I was just basically starting at the front of this match here with Jason and Donnie and finding the hits where I could actually track some of them, like here, that one was pretty close where the Q-tip almost leaves the screen and can't be tracked. So I made, if I ran into one I couldn't, I might have skipped it. Anybody checking my math there? But there's 5 of them. So we can see that, even though he's not a student of Fargo Billiards, he still got some of these same ideas in fact, I admire Jason's ability to bring his Q-tip in really close, and he stays pretty calm after the fact, although not completely. But let's look at 5 misses by Jason and see if we can see any differences in what might be going on. See that one, you can see just a whole lot of busy, and it seems to me like that busyness after impact is your brain trying to correct the line as it gets more information, and your brain processes that you're not going to make the shot. It makes your cue stick move oftentimes. Not always, though. And you can see here he's got a nice intro there, but boom, a little busy right there at the end. See how there's a downstroke there at the end? that would typically want to see that flat like we had seen in those earlier curves. And here, just another, see how far beyond impact that one went? Really busy beforehand. And look at the movement. See, trying to correct his line there. So, I mean, say what you will about these curves, that to me, Jason's misses are just, I mean, I think it's obvious that the cue stick is not under full control there. And I think that's the kind of problem that a routine like this can actually help with. And so, some really interesting results. I think it behooves anyone that's trying to improve their game to think about a pre-shot routine, and certainly think about what are the advantages of calming the cue stick down both before and after the shot. I think is kind of the takeaway. So that's shot curves for today. I hope you enjoyed that. I'll tell you, the only feedback I get in terms of my viewership, if folks are enjoying what we're doing here, is if you click the like button, and if you're not subscribed, click subscribe. Those are the ways you can grunt back and say, oh, okay, I enjoyed that or not. So I appreciate you watching, and I may come back and do some further analysis, and I'm going to try to work on keeping my my shot curves a little cleaner than what you saw here in the beginning of this. Certainly at the end, I think that's where all that movement is. And the problem, of course, is that after, a lot of that action that you see in that curve where things went wrong is occurring, after the ball has been hit. So, it's a matter of trying to figure out what it is that can that's causing the miss in the first place, which should eliminate that action. A lot of times there could be shot curves that should look different, perhaps extreme draws, certainly masses, and there's no doubt that there's more than one curve that's correct. And also the style from player to player, I think it'd be interesting to look at some pros and see what their curves look like, as well as some other folks that I'm competing here with locally. So that's what I'm thinking about shot curves. I'd love to hear comments too, so feel free to drop one. Thanks again for watching.